Alright everybody, my name's Adam, or Epos, and I wanted to make another update video. Hopefully the audio is coming through here. Just to kind of talk about what's been going on, and by recording this again tonight, I'm giving myself a bit of a head start for basically the weekend's videos or vlogs, and hopefully I can actually use the camcorder and get a vlog made. So, as you've noticed, and I'm actually going to pull up the channel here just so I can look for myself even. eposfox.com, no, youtube.com/eposfoxirl, monitor plus webcam, here we go. Okay, so the channel itself hasn't been doing that bad. We've actually bumped up to 111 subscribers, and I haven't actually made a thank you for 100 subscriber video yet like I wanted to because it kept going down. Like we got up to like 120 or something at one point, and then it hovered around 109, and then it kept dropping down to like 101, and I didn't want to make the 100 subscriber video and then have it go straight back down below 100, so I wanted to wait. But if we look at the most recently updated vlogs, as you can see here, there's been a lot without thumbnails or without very much length. Like today's, although it'll be yesterday for you, was less than a minute. Then I uploaded two about food and water, and that was a minute long, and things like that. And it's because this is a bit of a lower priority in terms of what we're doing or what I'm doing, but okay, that's okay. If you say so. Alright, but uh, obviously being a lower, value channel to what we're actually earning and things like that, it's been on a bit of a lower priority. Also, it takes a lot. Like when I was doing the full like 8 or 9 minute vlogs with the camera and stuff, I was taking a lot of time out of every single day, every single thing I did every single day to record that. And I can't always do that. And frankly, since classes have started, it's apparently now 5 weeks into classes. Since classes have started, my entire motivation and energy levels have just completely dropped off. I've been feeling very overwhelmed. I've been feeling very just demotivated and overwhelmed and stressed. And I haven't been able to get much done at all. And what I have been able to get done has had to be the priority on homework. And I've also had a lot of Fiverr work come up, and that is kind of a priority for me as it's directly paying work, and it helps build towards me getting more paying work. But for example, I have this 26,121 word document that I need to edit in order to get paid for like $10, $15. So it wasn't an exactly good trade-off. But somebody else is following up with a few video scripts that I'm actually getting paid like $40 for, which is decent. And then there's been some voiceover stuff and things like that. But I have just general existence. So that means like household chores, things like that, keeping my room clean, just living, breathing, eating, sleeping. Sleeping doesn't get done a whole heck of a lot. And then I have work, which is of course Freedom and the Geek channel, which I also tie into my channel stuff. So there's, managing and uploading videos for the Geek channel. There's making all the Geek Bites videos I was trying to do for the Geek channel. There's managing social media and stuff. There's responding to comments. There's trying to keep up to date with meetings and stuff and show that the channel is growing and trying to make it grow, because otherwise I'm basically going to lose my job at some point. And then there's my channel stuff, which is a big thing I'm trying to push so that I do have a bit of a, something to lean on when if Freedom stuff doesn't work out. And there's all that stuff because I have my main channel, which is tech stuff now, which involves a lot of like camera filming like my rig back there, the tech videos corresponding to business contacts, responding to comments, lots of hours not actually filming, editing. And we have the Let's Play Together channel, which I've been trying to get off the ground again. And so we have like Don't Starve Together and things like that, but it takes forever to edit. And frankly, I feel like I have to just sit down and edit all at once in order to really make it flow well and keep up with it. Otherwise, I'll start on it and then never go back to it. And then we have the vlog channel, which I'm trying to keep up with daily vlogs, which, I mean, in theory, I could drop the daily vlog idea because that's totally not necessary, but it's something I wanted to commit to keep me working like this, because otherwise I would just drop it for weeks on end, like what has happened with the Pokemon trading card game channel. I will pull that up too real quick because I want to show to prove my point here a little bit. I actually have content made for it. It's not real life. That's the Geek channel, not the Pokemon channel. Whoops. I actually have content made and uploaded. It's not real life openings, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 Pokemon trading card game online videos ready to go. I haven't uploaded since the 21st of January, so it's been like 3 weeks. But I've had 3 weeks worth of videos ready to go. But I have to add metadata, add the search, search optimization, and create thumbnails for. And frankly, I just haven't had the time or energy. And it's on a very low back burner again because it's not a high like earning channel for me. But it's something that that's what would happen with the vlog channel. If I didn't have something worthwhile to film, it'd just go without videos for a very long time, and I don't think that's good for the channel. And so I'm trying to get videos up and things like that. And then of course I have school. This is my last semester at university, and I don't know whether my lack of giving a fuck for it is either caused by my stress and overwhelmness and demotivation, or if that's what's causing me not to do anything and therefore causing the stress. But I have 3 classes ongoing at the moment. One's my writing for the web class, which is an online class, which I've been keeping up fairly well with and doing all right with. There's a bit of work to it, but I've kept up quite well, and it involved reading an entire like 200 something page book, which I ended up doing quite well. I was interested in the book. I'm interested in the class subject. There's my speech class, which is a similar subject. It's rhetorical criticism, and that's kind of what we're discussing in the writing for the web class. And I'm kind of interested in the subject. I've been keeping up with the class for the most part. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm doing it. But then I have my journalism class, which is multimedia journalism, and we're doing this huge project of gathering a bunch of stories about a certain particular area and putting this whole like website project together for a client company. It's a really awesome idea, but I have had zero motivation for it. I've had zero time for it, and we have deadlines coming up. Like I'm supposed to have, it's now 12 a.m. on the 12th. Within the next 24 hours, I'm supposed to have an outline of my written profile story that I'm supposed to have been working on, which frankly I don't even know what I want to do on, and none of the ideas that's been thrown at me are something that I'm honestly going to be motivated to do. And that sounds like an excuse, but really, especially when it involves doing things that I would otherwise just never do because it's either that far out of my comfort zone or it's just too freaking far away because I don't live where I go to school at. I don't have a clue, and I'm supposed to have a detailed, not just vague and generic outline. I'm supposed to have a detailed outline pertaining to my story. I don't have a fucking clue what I'm doing for it. And then we're supposed to turn in a proposal for our video story, and it's a group project, and we don't even have like enough. We don't know what stories we're doing. Like our group isn't functional at all. It was an awful grouping choice. We're not functional. They're not communicating very well. It's like I start communication and then they rely on me for answers, or just stare at me till I come up with something. And it's like I'm not doing this. I don't care enough to carry the class or carry the group at this point. Like I would have previously, but I honestly don't care enough to do more than I feel I'm required, and I'm barely going to be doing what's required of me. So that's not going to happen. And I've made that clear in a couple correspondence with the teacher. Is like one of the group members hasn't responded to a single email we've sent. That just totally kills communication. When you have a class and a group project in that class that is almost 100% based on work outside of the class, you can't only respond inside the class to correspondence or nothing's ever gonna fucking get done. And that's just really pissing me off. The other group person only responded to 1 email so far. I've sent like 5, and one was for an assignment due the next class day, and neither of them responded, and it just happened to have been like they filled in their stuff last minute, like when they got to class. And so, it's not going well. And that's the big thing, like adding to my stress, is I know that I have these like super big project deadlines coming up, and I don't even have like thoughts on what I'm doing for it, nevertheless work on it. And I don't see room where I can, because it may be, that may be colored by the fact that I don't give a fuck, but and then I have a paper due next Wednesday for my speech class that I should have already emailed a topic idea to the professor for, so I can make sure it's okay to do, and I haven't even thought about. I'm going to work on that. Well, everything's on my list for tomorrow, it seems, but I'm going to work on that. I've got to finish this 26K word document and send to the guy for next Thursday, or for tomorrow, and then somebody else sending me 40K words to edit after that. But I mean, I've done, like, I told the guy it would take a week to do, and I was on page 5 about 2 hours ago, and I just kind of was like, oh shit, I need to do this. And now I'm on page 34 of 99, so I'm going to get through it pretty quickly if I don't finish it tonight, because I got to get up in like 7 hours. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll for sure finish it like by tomorrow night, but it's frustrating that I still have to do it. But all that's going on. Oh, and I haven't even like gone over or explained my main recording setup here. This is going to be an obnoxious webcam thing that I should never do, especially when I'm using the webcam mic, which is awful enough. But that's my audio interface set up there. That's for my main headset and my main optical audio. No big deal. That's not actually being used at the moment, but I'm keeping it hooked up as a backup because I may end up needing it. This is my main audio interface. I've bragged about it. I've talked about how great it is. I've made a review about it, and I loved it when I first got it. And frankly, I still love the audio interface itself. However, I'm running into this DPC latency issue, which is an issue of like a bunch of drivers are taking too long to like process whatever hardware stuff they're doing and causing delays. And somehow, for whatever reason, for this audio interface, that means the audio interface just entirely stops working. Typically, the solution is to unplug it, plug it back in, let it reset, and it'll work till it decides it has to stop working again. But today, I assume I just need to restart my computer, but I've been trying to record this video with my main microphone for like an hour now, just off and on, and no matter, I've swapped USB cables, I've unplugged it, plugged it back in, as soon as I go to record in an audio program, it just stops working again, and I don't have a whole lot going. And basically the support's response was for me to disable my network and graphics drivers when using the audio interface. And like, I would have just burst out laughing at them if they told me that in person. Disabling network is somewhat more acceptable because that's something realistic you could do, but not for my setup. Like, whatever I'm doing with audio, I need the internet working at the same time. That's not an option. I bought a replacement network card to fix that, and that driver is not causing as much of a problem, but it's still on the list of contributing to the problem. Disabling my graphics driver? I can't use the computer like that, especially when what I'm doing with audio is working with video. And in the ideal situation with using this interface, for the reason I bought it, is recording co-op gaming with Chew, which means I need both the network and the graphics to be doing quite a lot of work. So the big thing that I've figured and tried to diagnose here is that my graphics card is basically bottlenecking my system, because my graphics card driver is the biggest driver causing issues. So in theory, if I get a fast new graphics card, I can fix this issue and it won't be as big of a problem. So over a month ago now, I reached out to Freedom to see if they could get me a little extra money, since I'm not even being paid like a livable wage in the first place, to buy a graphics card. And I was going for a GTX 980 because that may seem like overkill, but really I shouldn't have to buy a new graphics card every year or every other year, which is what you basically have to do if you're staying on top of demanding things with the 60 or the 70 line of cards. And I'm tired of doing that, and that's a waste of money when, if they can throw some money that my way, which they've already agreed to and they're just not following up on, which is further pissing me the hell off. I can have a 980, which is going to be more than powerful enough to make sure that it's not causing any latency issue. It's going to handle my video needs. It's going to handle my gaming needs. It's going to make me do my actual job for them more effectively, which involves this interface and my graphics card. and should in theory fix all my problems and last me for quite a long time, because that's what the top of the line cards are for, lasting a long time. But like I said, it's been over a month and I've been unable to resolve this issue because I need a new freaking graphics card. So I'm either going to use my credit card, which just got me a credit upgrade, and buy an Amazon gift card for like $75 and then use my credit card to buy a 980 myself and then just hope at some point they give me the money and I can just use that to pay off the card. Or I have to get like a 970 or 960, which in theory may not even help because it may not even fix the problem. So, and every single system in the entire world is different with the whole DPC latency thing. And I feel like every time I run the monitor, there's another driver that's just like stalling or taking forever. And it's like, I, I mean, when I replaced the graphics card, because I've now the big two drivers that they originally told me I needed to fix were the network and the graphics. I've already replaced the network card, which took forever because half of them don't support Windows 8.1. If I switch out the graphics card and it doesn't fix the problem, I'm going to tell them they need to figure out something else, and we're going to figure this out, because I understand the drivers can slow down and cause issues and stuff, but I'm running a very high-end system. I have a 8-core processor clocked at 5 gigahertz. I have 32 gigabytes of decently fast DDR3 RAM. I have multiple SSDs. I have fast hard drives. It's a really fast fucking computer. I have good audio interface. It shouldn't be disconnecting because some random driver's not taking long enough. It should be able to handle it. So to me, that's an issue with the way the device is set up. And so we need to fix this because that's not acceptable. Like, if that doesn't fix it, there's nothing that's going to fix that problem. So we have to figure this out because I need this for any of my studio to work at this point. So, rant over. I just wanted to update you guys as to why I've been a shitty vlogger the past few weeks, I guess. Since Christmas, basically, since I said we're gonna do daily vlog. No, we did really well for most of January. It was really nice. And then towards the end of January and the past couple weeks, it's just been awful. And Chu hasn't been in the picture for vlogs. She's been in the real life picture, of course, because she's been equally, well, not equally. Well, I don't know how much specifically, but she's, not that she hasn't been equally, but she's been also busy and stressed with school and things like that. And one of her cats, the orange one we show, Pud, has had a lot of medical issues the past few weeks that we've been having to deal with, and she's been having to deal with. And so she just frankly hasn't been physically here and has been doing her own terrible things that she has to do. So, yeah. So, here's a formal update instead of just throwing at the end of my 2-minute vlogs. We'll get there soon. Here's what's actually happening, and hopefully we can see some build up soon. Another example of things still not going the way I want. I'm supposed to be doing 2 to 3 Geek Bites videos every week on Geek. I don't have any for this week. I'm hoping I can use the time to get them made for next week, but it's not happening this week. It's all submissions for this week, so the views are probably going to be totally tanked, and it's going to hurt the channel in the long run, but whatever. Thanks for watching. Stick with me. At least you can rely on the main channel to still have the same decent videos for now, because I have a few extras. Yeah. Back to Merlin and copy editing this stupid document.